is number one, you have to master the subject. So if you're taking residents in who have long-term care insurance policy, and I assume you do, how about some hands? Okay, so, you know, you have to understand these policies if you're giving any kind of advice to your residents, number one. And number two, you really need to know the subject matter, because if long-term care insurance is a significant or even a minor funding source for your residents, it's important. It's an important, revenue stream for your facilities and so forth. But I've had so many cases where people a potential resident went into an assisted living facility, excuse me, with a home care only policy, and someone at the facility looked at it and said, "I'm sorry, but it's not going to work here. We can't use the policy here." And that's just an incorrect statement, because what happened after my father's, after my father's case was that, we began to take that, the core of that case and, drive it to other carriers, insurance carriers. And there are many, many insurance carriers now that have changed their business practices to cover people in assisted living with home care only policy. So if you didn't know that, and somebody came in with a home care only policy, you would look at them and say, "Sorry, but it's not going to work." Likewise, there are a lot of policies that have been issued out there, sold, that are nursing home only policies. Have you seen those? So that's another one that is very interesting. I've had a lot of the nursing home only policies. There are a lot of nuances to it. But basically, if your ALF, your facility, meets the policy definition of a nursing home, then your facility is a covered provider under that policy. So the policies don't require literally somebody to go into what we understand to be a nursing home. They need to be in a facility that meets the policy definition of a nursing home. So a lot of those policies require that there be an RN or an LPN on staff or on call at all times. They require that notes or some degree of charting be performed, and so forth. If your facility meets those criteria, then you're a covered facility. But I am sure that people have come into facilities with nursing home only policies and have said, "Look, I don't need to be in a nursing home. I'm not sick like that, or my mother or my father's not sick like that, but I do need ADL assistance, either cognitive or otherwise. But if I can't use it in here, then I'm just going to go back home, or I'm going to give up my policy altogether." That happens a lot. People just give up their policies. So it's a big problem with the nursing home only policies, because basically they force people into a more restrictive environment than they need. So if you don't need to be in a nursing home, then you shouldn't have to be. On the other hand, if you've been sold a contract, a device that is supposed to cover you for your cognitive impairments and/or your functional impairments, then why shouldn't that work in a facility that is a lesser restrictive environment? I make that argument all the time. It works. It works.